Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies turned some lucky investors into some of the richest people in the world. In 2017, as new crypto exchanges began to spread, new investors entered the system with the hope of getting rich. By 2020, one of the platforms that allowed global money transfers into the system was the Thodex exchange. Some new investors used their small savings, some borrowed money from friends to invest more, and some, dreaming of becoming rich, took out bank loans and invested large amounts into the exchange. On April 18th, 2021, while everything seemed to be going well, Thodex announced that crypto trading operations would be temporarily suspended due to routine maintenance. But when the 27-year-old owner of Thodex suddenly shut down his personal page on what was then called Twitter, everything changed. Because the last place he was seen on April 23rd was the airport. In his 20s, entrepreneur Faruk Fatih Ussa had succeeded in creating a trading platform many young crypto enthusiasts dreamed of. When CoinEx, the exchange's former name, was founded in Turkey in 2017, it had a feature that made it popular. It was the first exchange to offer trading for 5 different crypto assets. Being listed as Turkey's 4th exchange gave investors more confidence. As new exchanges entered the market and grew increasingly popular, CoinEx also felt the pressure and pushed itself into the struggle of gaining a place in the global market. The company suddenly found itself in the global crypto scene after receiving registration from FinCEN in the United States. At that time, daily trading volume had nearly reached 300 million. Recognition and credibility were important because they could attract more users to the Thodex exchange. The best way to achieve this was to appear with politicians, speak on TV, and launch commercials featuring famous models. They immediately got to work, and photos of Uza with the Minister of Interior and other politicians began appearing in the media. Afterwards, TV commercials featuring famous and beautiful models began to air.
Emre de öyle. Değil mi Emre'cim? Çünkü Thodex Bitcoin almanın kolay yolu. Coin platformu.
So, did new users start choosing Thodex because of all this? According to CoinMarketCap data, the trading volume, which used to be around $300 million, had now reached 500 million. But was this enough for the company? Of course not. To reach more customers and achieve larger trading volumes, they announced they would distribute Dogecoin during March and April of 2021. Anyone who signed up and opened an account would instantly receive 150 Dogecoin. This timing was intentional because Dogecoin typically increased during April and free Dogecoin seemed advantageous for users. Things unfolded exactly as expected. When April arrived, Doge Day came, and with Elon Musk's tweets fueling it, Dogecoin was surging. At that time, Thodex's asset distribution looked like this. Trusted by thousands of users and experiencing intense trading activity, Thodex announced on Twitter on April 19th that it would conduct 6 hours of maintenance for Dogecoin trading. What was this now? Just as prices were rising, users suddenly faced a 6-hour roadblock. Everyone waited for this period to end, constantly refreshing the Thodex Twitter page, hoping for an update so they could resume their transactions. Finally, after 6 hours, a new statement arrived on April 20th. But it was a clear sign that things were not going well. The announcement said another 6 hours of maintenance was needed due to withdrawal issues. All forums, Telegram groups, and social media platforms erupted into chaos. No one knew what was happening, and people were terrified at the thought of losing access to their life savings. Some had already filed official complaints against the exchange. During this time, Thodex owner Fatih Özer tried to calm users by announcing that there was no problem. He claimed Thodex was under a cyber attack and that the team would solve the issue shortly. But this explanation wasn't convincing because the exchange remained closed, with endless excuses and extended maintenance periods. Then, on April 21st, another announcement came from Thodex, trying to calm the thousands of victims desperately trying to save their money. To provide you with better service, we have decided to form partnerships with many world-renowned financial institutions and banks. These offers are being evaluated, and the process will take about 4 to 5 business days. Thank you for your understanding.
Faruk Fatih Özer, İstanbul Havalimanı'ndan yurt dışına kaçışına ilişkin yeni bir bilgi geldi.
Todex'in sahibi Faruk Fatih Özer'in yurt dışına kaçış anlarına ilişkin görüntüler ortaya çıktı.
On April 23rd, the news reported that a $2 billion scam had taken place, and leaked airport footage showed the Thodex founder leaving for Albania, destroying all remaining hope. Turkish authorities immediately detained all Thodex executives they could find after reviewing the complaints. But finding Fatih Özer, who had escaped with all the crypto assets, became more difficult with each passing day. Victims couldn't repay their bank loans and were falling into complete financial collapse. Interpol was contacted, and a red notice was issued for Fatih Özer. According to one report, Fatih was staying at a hotel in Albania, and Interpol rushed there, but he had left just before they arrived. On August 29, 2022, new information reached the police claiming that Özer was in the Albanian city of Vlore. Interpol launched an operation, and after more than a year, they finally captured him. Now everyone focused on one question. Yes, Fatih Özer was caught, but when would the victims get their money back? This could only be answered after interrogation. Following extradition negotiations between the two countries, Özer was extradited to Turkey on April 20th, 2023, and was immediately sent to prison. After long trials and interrogations, he was sentenced to 11,196 years in prison. His siblings, who also worked as executives, received various sentences. The Özer family was completely devastated. Victims, reportedly 2,049 people, received shocking news on the evening of November 1st, 2025.
Faruk Fatih Özer.
Faruk Fatih Özer.
Faruk Fatih Özer. Todex'in kurucusu Faruk Fatih Özer cezaevindeki odasında ölü bulundu.
Thodex founder, 30-year-old entrepreneur Faruk Fatih Özer was found dead in prison. The fast money and greed that came at such a young age took him from this world, leaving behind thousands of victims. Although the stolen amount was publicized as $2 billion, pages like Whale Alert, which track large crypto transfers, showed that no such large withdrawals were made from Thodex. In fact, the Minister of Interior at the time stated in late April 2021 that the amount was only $109 million. The beginning of the crisis was actually triggered in mid-April when the Central Bank of Turkey announced that due to excessive volatility in cryptocurrencies and their ease of use in financing crime, they are not considered a valid means of payment. And on April 23rd, 2021, US President Joe Biden's announcement about taxing cryptocurrencies created an immediate 20% crash in Bitcoin, causing painful losses for many investors. Thank you for listening to the content. You can support me by subscribing and liking the video. See you in the next documentary.